Hey guys, so the new 2024 Sizzle Season trailer just dropped recently, and there's a lot of questions that the community has right now in regard to the future of Splatoon 3. I definitely have some thoughts about all of this myself, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. This video isn't going to have a ton of editing or anything, it's kind of just going to be me talking and speculating, but I hope you still enjoy. So we all know that Nintendo said that they would support Splatoon 3 with new content for 2 years. The game came out in September of 2022, so if they were being truthful, then that would mean that this upcoming Sizzle season would be the final season for the game. Of course, most people had the idea that there would be some kind of content extension. They've done it for both of the previous games in the series, and Splatoon 3 doesn't even have any third kits yet, so it was very reasonable to assume that they'd give us a little extra content past the 2 years that were promised. As for me personally, I've sort of been back and forth on the idea of them doing a content extension. I don't really like to get my hopes up, especially for this game, so I try to be realistic a majority of the time. But I'd be lying if I said that I didn't expect at least some third kits or maps to be added to the game after the upcoming Sizzle season in the back of my mind. However, after this most recent season, as well as after learning some more info about the upcoming season, many people are starting to lose hope for any extra content. For starters, in the current season we're in right now, being the 2024 Fresh season, we only received one new stage for the first time ever. Nintendo also confirmed that Bone Rattle Arena was the final Salmon Run stage. Of course, these two things don't confirm that there won't be any extra content or anything, but it was strange to only get one map when we've gotten two every other season. Now, fast forward to the present, we're only getting one new stage again, being Lemuria Hub. We will also now have a second kit for every weapon currently in the game, and we found out that we'll finally be getting a new Stringer and Splatana. So here's the thing. What me and most other people seem to think would happen was that this season would complete the second kits for every weapon currently in the game, which they did. However, we kind of assumed that they would only add the first kit for the new Stringer and Splatana, since that's how they've always done it with new main weapons. And then presumably, it would make sense for them to add the second kits for these new main weapons in another extra season or content drop, along with a few third kits for some other weapons. This is the content extension plan that most people seem to think would happen, including me. It just made sense given the context and how Nintendo has handled the past two Splatoon games. But we just found out through the official Splatoon Twitter that Nintendo is adding both kits for the new Stringer and Splatana this season. For Splatoon, this is unheard of. They have never introduced a new main weapon after a game's launch and instantly given it multiple kits. On one hand, this is awesome news. Now we won't have to wait a whole 3 months or longer to get a different kit on these weapons. We'll just get to instantly play around with them. On the other hand though, Nintendo deciding to do this is a little worrying. Like, why are they doing this? Could it be that this is truly the last season and they're instantly adding these second kits just to fully complete the planned content? I mean, it would make sense. If you look at the sales for Splatoon 3, it did take a bit of a decline after its launch period, and I'm sure that the active player base numbers have decreased a fair amount as well. Splatoon 2 was still a more successful game overall by a decent margin. Nintendo might have seen this and just thought that giving this game a content extension wasn't worth their time. The dev team might have moved on to another game. Maybe they're even starting development on Splatoon 4 already. Who knows? All I'm saying though is that it would make sense for them to stop supporting the game around this time. And hey, to be fair, we were all just hoping based on speculation anyways. Just because Nintendo gave the previous two games content extensions doesn't mean that Splatoon 3 is guaranteed to get one. However, as for me personally, I still have hope. My theory is that we will get one extra season. This extra season won't be the same as the previous seasons though. In fact, I don't know if it would even be called a season. I don't think we'll get any more new stages after the Sizzle season. I think Lemuria Hub is truly the final map in the game. It perfectly fills up 2 whole pages on the map selection screen. It would be very weird to just add a few more and create a whole new page just for those. I also don't think we'll get any of the other usual season stuff, like a catalog, emotes, new music, etc. The only thing that I think we'll get in this extra season are third kits. I'm not sure if they'll bring back the Sheldon's picks or do another gear brand weapon collection like the Tony Kensa weapons, but I'm confident that we'll be getting some type of third kits. There definitely won't be a third kit for every weapon in the game though. That dream faded away a long time ago. Rest in peace, Tetra Dually mains. But come on, I'm not a game developer or anything, but adding new kits for existing weapons can't be that hard to do. Just recoloring a weapon and throwing a random sub and special on it doesn't seem like it would take too much effort from the devs, so that contributes to my hopefulness. Going back to Nintendo instantly adding both kits for the new Stringer and Splatana, I think they just did that because they want to have a clean slate before adding any third kits. Especially if they're taking the route of Sheldon's picks or a brand collection of weapons, it would be weird to only add second kits for the Wellstring and Decapitator, while everything else in the season gets a third kit. Oh, and small side note, I do think that Nintendo will finally add the option to allow us to play Tricolor Turf War in private battles in this extra season. Hell, they might let us do that in the Sizzle season even, although I think they would have mentioned that in the trailer if that were the case. They could allow us to do challenges in private battles too, but I'm really not getting my hopes up for that one. So to conclude here, the future of Splatoon 3 is unknown. We could get an extra season or two of content, but if we do, I don't think it's going to be any more than just a few third kits. Or Sizzle season could just be the final season, and we'll have to live with no third kits in this game. I really do hope that we get some type of extra content, because I'm definitely not the only person to have the opinion that Splatoon 3 feels like an incomplete game. It had so much potential, but a lot of that felt like it went to waste with the game's very slow update cycle and relatively weak balance patches. I think adding some third kits would definitely spice things up for the player base. And hey, if they want to add some more extra features too, by all means go ahead. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. If there is going to be some kind of content extension, I think we'll get an announcement for that in the Nintendo Direct next month, so definitely keep an eye out for that. That's pretty much all I have to say. If you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like and consider subscribing, and also let me know down below what you think about all of this. Do you believe that the game will receive a content extension, or do you think that Sizzle season is the end? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.